Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to discuss types of communication. We can discuss types of communication on different bases and different levels. The first the first type of communication can be decided on their level of formality. We use formal sort of communication and informal sort of communication. If we are talking with our friends, if we are sitting with our family, if we are discussing some political issues, or if we are talking about a TV serial, or if we are talking about some food to eat, or if we are reviewing a movie that we have recently watched, or if we are deciding the marriage party of our family, we are very informal. When we are sitting with our friends, when we are hoteling, when we are going outside with our family, when we are talking about things that are not formal, our communication is informal. And in informal communication, we are less regular, less organized, we are less, sometimes we exempt some, we use jokes, we crack jokes, and we use certain things that make our informal conversation interesting. We tell tales of our family, our friends, and we have cackles and we laugh and we enjoy. But when we are talking formal, when the communication is formal, when we are inside our office, professional settings, business settings, formal communication needs very serious things. We have to use, when we are communicating formally, we have to be very careful about our tone, about our style, about our words, about our language. Formal communication should be concise, should be clear, should be ethical, and the receivers or audience of formal communication should not misunderstand that what they are being communicated. So if it is a quite different phenomena, formal communication is quite different from informal communication, because in formal communication if we are writing, we have to be very careful that our writing is businesslike, and that we are not writing using free metaphors and similes, and we are not writing very long letters or stories within the letters. But in informal communication, we can go anywhere, we can talk anything, we can use any method which can create entertainment for our family. So for formal communication, we have to adopt a formal way of sending messages. Then we can discuss communication on the basis of flow of information. There are three types on the basis of flow of information. First is horizontal communication, where we communicate with other departments or with other colleagues which are at the same status which we are having. It means it is a communication from one person to another, from one department to another, on the same of the same status. And the second type of communication is vertical, which is upward or downward communication, which is communication between junior to senior or senior to junior. So, and a third type of communication is crosswise or diagonal communication, where you don't consider proper channel, where you can bypass the order, the hierarchy, and you can send your message to anybody. For example, a subordinate can directly talk to the competent authority, the main authority of the organization, in crosswise or diagonal communication. When you are communicating horizontally, you can be frank sometimes. You can use a certain tone which you can use for the people who are at your level. But when you are writing to your seniors, you use a slightly different tone, that you have to be very formal and very straight and very clear, so that the time of the organization is saved and your message is not misinterpreted. If you are telling jokes when you are writing to your seniors or even your juniors, you will be taken as a non-serious fellow and your communication will go wrong. For diagonal communication, some organizations do not like and allow the workers to communicate to anybody. They need that you should communicate through proper channel. So you should, when you are working within a business organization, you should know that what is the proper channel of communication, and you should use that proper channel of communication. You should write to your head, and your head should write to the competent authority of the organization. So when we are communicating, our message is it is very necessary to design the message according to the flow of information, according to the level you are sending your message. If you are writing, whether you are writing diagonally or vertically or crosswise, you have to be careful, very careful for the message. When you are drafting it, you have to be very carefully adding or deleting things within your message, so that you are not misinterpreted by your audience. With reference to expression, communication can be of two types, and that is verbal and non-verbal. Verbal communication includes oral and written communication. Oral communication is what I am doing at the moment, that I am speaking, use of words through your speech. Speech is very important while living on earth for human beings. As you have to, as we have already discussed it in our previous lecture, that you have to communicate your needs, your wants, you have to ask questions, you have to get things done, you have to send information, and you have to do a lot many things through your speech. And if you cannot speak, then you will use non-verbal signals. Then in business settings and in our lives, for example, I am using a mobile phone and I have to communicate with my family that I am not coming home on time, I will write an SMS. So writing and speaking, both are modes of expression that we use for verbal communication. We write letters, we write emails, we write memos, we write blogs, we write many things in our life. Likewise, we speak many things in our life. For example, I am a teacher, I have to talk to my class. I am a teacher, I have to write things for my class. And when I am talking, like at the moment I am talking to you people, I am using my hands and my facial expressions, my eyes. This is non-verbal sort of communication. This is non-verbal expression. And with verbal expression, we use non-verbal expression to add meanings or enhance meanings of verbal expression. So, from perspective of expressions, verbal and non-verbal go parallel. And if we are not good at any one of it, we cannot succeed. Our success, we will be a low achiever in our business life and even in our social life. Thank you.